Good morning, students. Today's topic is viral resistance. So many plants are affected by virus. So virus attack resulting in serious loss of yield and also causes the death of the plant. Biotechnological invention is used to introduce resistant genes uh, into the host plant so they can resist the attack by virus. This is by introducing genes that produce resistance enzymes which which can deactivate a viral DNA. So by using the genetic engineering method, the resistant gene is introduced into the host plant. The host plant acquire the enzyme which deactivate the viral DNA. So it is called as a viral resistant plants. Example for viral resistance are many plants which shows a resistant to viral diseases. Flavor saver tomatoes. Acrobacterium mediated genetic engineering technique was followed to produce flavor saver tomatoes, that is retaining the natural color and flavor of the tomato, but the ripening time is delayed. So this can be made by using an antisense RNA which reduce the time period of maturity of the fruit. Through genetic engineering, the ripening process of the tomato is slowed down and thus prevent it from softening and to increase the shelf life. That is the maturity period or the ripening period of this tomato is prevented by using an antisense DNA, that is delayed by using an antisense DNA, thereby increasing the shelf life period, storing period of the tomatoes. The tomato was made more resistant to rotting by Acrobacterium mediated gene transfer mechanism of introducing an antisense gene, that is antisense RNA, which interferes with the production of a polygalactourinase enzyme, delaying the ripening process of tomato during long storage and transportation. So this enzymes makes the tomato skin soft but not rotting it for storage of longer period and also transportation purpose. During transportation, so many tomatoes are decayed. So this process are protected by means of a antisense RNA polygalactourinase, which helps in the delaying the ripening process of a tomato. The next, golden rice biofortification. So the golden rice is a variety of Oryza sativa. What is Oryza sativa? The Oryza sativa is a rice plant. So the Oryza sativa produced through genetic engineering of biosynthesized beta carotene. So a precursor of vitamin A. What is beta carotene? It is a precursor. It is first formed precursor of vitamin A in the edible part of the rice developed by Ingo Potricus and his groups. The aim to produce a fortified food to be grown and consumed in an area with a shortage of dietary vitamin A, so which kills so many children under 5 years age. This can be prevented by using golden rice or biofortification method. So the golden rice contains carbohydrates. In addition to the carbohydrates, they also contains beta carotene, which is responsible for the production of vitamin A. So because due to the deficiency of vitamin A, many children under the age of 5 years may died. So golden rice differ from in parental rice variety by an addition of three beta carotene biosynthesis gene, namely psycho phytonin synthetase, and daffodil plants Narcissus, Pseudo-Narcissus, and Crit1 gene from the soil bacterium Erwinia aerodora, and Lycopene silase gene from wild type rice endosperm. So the endosperm of normal rice does not contain a beta carotene. So the normal rice variety endosperm does not contain the beta carotene. So what is the endosperm? The endosperm is the product of the triple fusion. What is meant by triple fusion? Among the two male gamete, one male gamete fuses with the egg to produce zygote. The another male gamete fuses with the secondary nucleus to produce endosperm. So normally the endosperm of the rice, the endosperm is the nutritive tissue for the developing embryo. So the endosperm of the rice does not contain some beta carotene, but the golden rice endosperm having the beta carotene. So the golden rice has been genetically altered so that the endosperm now accumulates beta carotenes. This has been done using recombinant DNA technology or genetic engineering technology. Golden rice can control childhood blindness, that is xerophthalmia. Golden rice can control the disease xerophthalmia in children's. The next, genetically modified food and its benefits. The high yield without a pest. The genetically modified plants gives high yield without a pest. 70% of reduction of the pesticide usage. By using the genetically modified plant, the usage of pesticides should be reduced. Reduce soil pollution problems, because we does not use the pesticide, so it can reduce the soil pollution problem. Conserve microbial population in the soil, that is due to the uh, decreases in the usage of pesticide, the microbial population, that is the microorganism which is living in the soil, can be conserved by using genetically modified plants. The next, risk factor affect liver, kidney functioning and also causes cancer. Hormonal imbalance and physical disorder may occur due to genetically modified crops. By regular usage of the genetically modified crops, some changes such as hormonal imbalance and physical disorders may occur in individuals. Anaphylaxis shocks, sudden hypersensitivity reaction, and also causes allergic symptom due to uptake of genetically modified food materials. Adverse effect in immune system because of bacterial proteins. Due to production of bacterial protein in this organism, it causes adverse effect in the immune system. So loss of viability seeds shows in Terminator seed technology of genetically modified crops. The next, polyhydroxybutyrate (PHB). The synthetic polymers are non-biodegradable and pollute the soil, and when burnt add dioxin in the environment, which causes cancer. So due to synthetic polymers that are non-biodegradable, it causes many ill effect in the environment, and also it causes cancer. So effort were to provide an alternative eco-friendly biopolymer, polyhydroxide alkanoids PHAS, and polyhydroxybutyrates are groups of degradable polymers which have several medicinal applications such as drug delivery, nodes, and polyhydroxybutyrates are group group of biodegradable biopolymers which have several medicinal applications such as drug delivery, scaffold and heart valves. Polyhydroxybutyrates and polyhydroxy alkanoids are biological macromolecules and thermoplastics which are biodegradable and biocompatible. So the PHA are biodegradable. It can be degraded by microbial activity and they are biocompatible. Several microorganisms have been utilized to provide different type of PHAs including gram-positive like Bacillus megatrium, Bacillus subtilis, and Corynebacterium glutamicum, gram-negative bacteria like group of Pseudomonas species, and Alkaligens eutrophus. So these microorganisms are used to produce different types of PHAs. So next topic is polylactic acid. PLA. Polylactic acid or polylactate is a biodegradable and bioactive thermoplastic. It is an aliphatic polyester derived from renewable sources. It can renewable sources such as corn starch, cassava roots, chips, or starch of sugarcane. For the production of polylactic acid, two main monomers are used. One is a lactic acid and the cyclic diester. Lactate, the most common route is the ring opening polymerization of lactate with a metal catalyst like tin or octate in solution. The metal catalyzed reaction result in equal amount of D and polylactic acid. Green fluorescent protein GFP. The green fluorescent protein is a protein containing 238 amino acid residues of 26.9 kDa that exhibit bright green fluorescence when exposed to blue or ultraviolet ranges 395 nanometer. So when they are exposed to UV or ultraviolet or blue light, it produces green fluorescent color. So the green fluorescent proteins refers to the protein first isolated from the jellyfish. They are first isolated from the jellyfish Aquaria victoria. So the jellyfish, the green fluorescent protein is an excellent tool in biology due to its ability to form internal chromophore without requiring any accessory cofactors. The gene products, gene enzymes, or substrate other than molecular oxygen. In cells and molecular biology, the green fluorescent protein gene is frequently used as a reporter of expression. So it has been used in modified form to make biosensor. So the green fluorescent protein gene is used as a reporter of expression. It is like that the antibiotic reporter. This GFP also used as a reporter of expression of genes. It has been used in modification form to make biosensor. So the protocol for green fluorescent protein. The green fluorescent protein is isolated from Aquaria victoria, that is jellyfish. The gene splicing technology. Gene splicing means the donor DNA and the vector DNA are cut by using the restriction endonuclease, and both the DNAs are joined by using DNA ligase is called as a gene splicing technology. Then altering the codon, the protein code, and the introduction into the Arabidopsis thaliana as a vector, cloning vector. The green fluorescent protein expressed in Arabidopsis thaliana. So the when the Arabidopsis thaliana is exposed, this Arabidopsis thaliana is exposed to blue or ultraviolet rays, it can emit the green fluorescent color, which is removed from the jellyfish. Biofarming is also known as molecular farming, is the production and the use of transgenic plants genetically engineered to produce pharmaceutical substance. Pharmaceutical means medicinal substance for the use of human beings. This is also called as a molecular farming or farming. These plants are different from medicinal plant which are naturally available. So the plants which are genetically modified for the purpose of medicine are called as a molecular farming or farming. These plants are different from the natural medicinal plant. The use of plant system as bioreactors is gaining more significance in modern biotechnology. Many pharmaceutical substances can be produced using transgenic plants, example golden rice. The next bioremediation. Bioremediation is by using the biological microorganism to clean up the environment is called as a bioremediation. So remediation means treatment. Bio means living organism. By using the living organism to cleaning up the environment is called as a bioremediation. It is defined as the use of microorganisms or plants to clean up environmental pollution. It is an approach used to treat waste including wastewater, industrial waste and solid waste. Bioremediation process is applied to the removal of oil, petrochemical residues, pesticides and heavy metals from soil or groundwater. In many cases, bioremediation is less expensive and more sustainable. It is a constant process, and other physical and chemical bio methods of remediation. Bioremediation process is a cheaper and also it is eco-friendly approach and can deals with lower concentration of contaminants more effectively. So it is a eco-friendly. It does not causes any environmental degradation. So the strategies of bioremediations in soil and water are the use of indigenous microbial population as a indicator species for bioremediation. Indigenous means Indian origins. They are lives for many years. So the use of indigenous microbial population as an indicator species for bioremediation process. So bioremediation with the addition of adapter or designed microbial inoculants. That is inoculants is the, the microorganism which is used for bioremediation purpose. The use of plants for bioremediation, there is green technology. Some examples for bioremediation technology are phytoremediation. Phyto means plants. By using plants to bring about remediation of environment is called as a phytoremediation. Mycoremediation. Mycology represents the study of fungi. The term myco means fungus. The use of fungus to bring about remediation of environment, that is cleaning up of environment, is called as a mycoremediation. Bioventing. It is the process that increase the oxygen or air flow to accelerate the degradation of environmental pollutant. Bioleaching is the use of microorganisms in solution to recover metal pollutants from contaminated site. It is used to remove metal pollutant from the target site. Bioaugmentation is the addition of selected microorganism to speed up biodegradation process. So it is used to speed up the degradation process. Compositing process by which the solid waste is composited, that is decayed by the use of microorganism into manure which act as a nutrient for plant growth. So the compositing product is a manure The manure is used for the nutrient for plant growth. Rhizofiltration. It is the uptake of metal or degradation of organic compounds by rhizopore microorganism. So rhizosphere microorganism is the microorganism which are lives in the rocks, that is roots. The roots living microorganisms are used to degrade the organic compounds. Rhizostimulation is the stimulation of plant growth by the rhizosphere by providing better growth condition or reduction in toxic metals. The next limitation of bioremediation. Only biodegradable contaminant can be transferred using bioremediation process. So biodegradable substance can be removed by using bioremediation process. Bioremediation process must be specially made in accordance to the condition at the contaminated site. It is only a specific made in accommodate to the contaminated site. A small scale test on a pilot scale must be performed before carrying out the procedure to the contaminated site. Yes, by testing a small area, and then this process is extended to large contaminated site. The use of genetic engineering technology to create genetic modified organisms or a consortium of microbes or for bioremediation process has a great potential. So next topic is biofuel, algal biofuel. Algae fuels, also known as algal biofuels or algal oils, is an alternative to liquid fossil fuels, the petroleum products. This use algae as a source of energy-rich oils. Also, algal oil fuels are an alternative to commonly known biofuel sources obtained from corn and sugarcane. The Energy Crisis and the World Food Crisis have initiated interest in algal culture, forming algae for making biodiesel and other biofuels using land unsuitable for agriculture. Botricoccus brownie is normally used to produce algal biofuels. The biological hydrogen production of algae. The biological hydrogen production with algae is a method of photobiological water splitting. Photo means by using light to split the water. In normal photosynthesis, the algae Chlamydomonas releases oxygen. When it is deprived of sulfur, it switches to the production of hydrogen during photosynthesis, and the electrons are transported to ferredoxin hydrogenase enzymes combines them into the production of hydrogen gas during photosynthesis. That is photosystem 1 and 2. That is hydrogen production of algae. So blastocunine, cytochrome B6, plastocyanin. So during this in PS1 it produces it is the electrons are transported to ferredoxins. So hydrogenase enzymes combines to form the production of a hydrogen. The next bioprospecting. Bioprospecting, the process of discovery and commercialization of new product obtained from biological resources. Bioprospecting may involve biopiracy, in which indigenous knowledge of nature originating with indigenous people is used by other for profit without authorization or compensation to the indigenous people themselves. So the biopiracy. Biopiracy can be defined as the manipulation of intellectual property right laws by corporation to gain exclusive control over national genetical resource without giving adequate recognition or remuneration to the original possessors of those resources. For example, biopiracy includes recent patent guaranteed by US patent and trademarks offers to American companies on turmeric, neem, and most notable basmati rice. All three products are indigenous to Indo-Pakistan subcontinent. Biopiracy of neem. The peoples of India used neem and its oil in many ways to control fungal and bacterial skin infection. So Indians have shared the knowledge of the properties of the neem to the entire world. Pirating this knowledge, the United States Department of Agriculture and American MNC W.R. Grace in the early 19th sought a patent from the European Patent Office on the method for controlling of diseases on plants by the aid of extracted hydrophobic neem oil. The patenting of the fungicide and antibacterial properties of neem was an example of biopiracy, but the traditional knowledge of the Indians was protected in the end. Biopiracy of turmeric. The United States Patent and Trademark Office in year 1995 guaranteed patent to the method of use turmeric as an antiseptic agent. The turmeric has been used by the Indians as a home remedy for quick healing of the wounds and also for the purpose of healing rashes. The journal article published by the Indian Medical Association in the year 1953 wherein the remedy was mentioned. Therefore, in this way, it was proved that the use of turmeric as an antiseptic is not new to the world and it is not a new invention but formed a part of the traditional knowledge of the Indians. The objection in the case US Patent and Trademark Office was upheld. The traditional knowledge of the Indians was protected is another example for biopiracy. Biopiracy of basmati. On September 2, 1997, the US Patent and the Trademark Office guaranteed patent on basmati rice lines and strains to the Texas-based company's Rice Tech. This board patent gives the company several rights, including exclusive use of the term basmati as well as proprietary rights on the seeds and grains from any grasses. The patent also covers the process of breeding rice novel rice lines and the method to determine the cooking property and starch content of the rice grain. India has prilled the United States to take the matter to the WTO as an infringement of the TRIPS arguments, which could have resulted in major embarrassment for the US. Hence, voluntarily and due to few decisions taken by the US Patent Office, the rice tech had on choice but to the laws must of the claims and most importantly the rights to call the rice basmati in the year 2002. The final decision was taken. Rice Tech dropped down 15 claims, resulting in clearing the path of Indian basmati rice exports to the foreign countries. The Patent Office ordered the patent name to be changed to Rice Lines 867.